Namaskar, good evening. Of all the sectors which we examine normally among the stocks, the pharma sector is one which has been steadily growing all the time. Of course, there were one or two times when it was not growing because of political reasons, like US FDA stopped granting approvals at some time. So at such times there was a lull. But that apart, pharma is growing always. Of the pharma sector, we need to choose some of the stocks which are growing very fast. Ajanta Pharma is one such stock. At one time, 4 years back, it was judged as the fastest growing pharma stock. Afterwards, its progress has come down. It is true. Now also the progress is a little slow, but Ajanta Pharma has got the ability to grow faster in future. So we'll see about Ajanta Pharma. Ajanta Pharma is a specialty pharma formulation company. It has got branded generic business in India and emerging markets, generic business in US, and institution business in Africa. Many of its products are first to market and are leading in their sub-therapeutic segments. Company is a state-of-the-art R&D center for formulation development, and API are located at Mumbai. It has got 8 world-class manufacturing facilities located in India and Mauritius. Recently, the company has commercialized its sterile eye drop manufacturing block at Guwahati. For the last 10 years, the company has posted a healthy performance with its consolidated total income growing at 20% CAGR. Net profit is growing at 28% CAGR in the last 10 years. So, quite a good performance. Now, let us take a look at Q3 FY21 results compared to Q3 FY20 results. Highlights only. Revenue from operations at 749 crores against last year's 651 crores, up 15%. See, these are quarterly results, Q3. EBITDA 242 crores against 186 crores, up 30%. And EBITDA is 32% of the revenue from operations. Profit after tax is 177 crores compared to last year's Q3, 108 crores, up 64%. PAT is 24% of the revenue from operations. That is significant. Now, the 9 months so far, that also is quite good. Revenue has grown at 12%. EBITDA has grown at 41%. Profit after tax has grown 46%. Now let us see India. Q3 India sales was 220 crores against last year's 195 crores, up 13%. 9 months India sales was 595 crores against 592 crores last year, up for just 1%. So the 9 months figure has not grown much. Reason is COVID. As per IQVIA MAT December 2020, it has posted healthy growth of 13% in cardiology, 2% degrowth in ophthalmology, 3% growth in dermatology, and 14% growth in pain management. 4 main divisions. Exports. In Q3, the total export sales were 524 crores against last year Q3 is 448 crores, a growth of 17%. Segment-wise breakup, if we see, emerging market branded generic sale was 286 crores against 40 crores. last year, posting 19% growth. US generic sales was 161 crores against 159 crores last year Q3, posting just 1% growth. Africa institutional sales 77 crores against last year's 49 crores, growth is 58%. 9 months total export sales were 1,506 crores against 1,300 crores last year, posting a growth of 16%. Now, emerging market branded generic sale was 851 crores against last year's 726 crores, posting 17% growth. US generic sale was 464 crores against last year 372 crores, posting 25% growth. ANDA status, ANDA. Cumulative approvals, including temporary approvals, are 42. Commercialized 36. Under approval 18. Approvals, including temporary approvals during the quarter, 9. Filings 2. Temporary approval, including TM is temporary approval. Africa institutional sale was 191 crores. There is a 5% degrowth in Africa institutions. R&D expenses in Q3 was 40 crores. Last year it was 35 crores. So 5% of revenue goes to R&D. Now there was an investor presentation also during the quarter. We'll see that also. They have divided their business into 4 segments: India business, global business, infrastructure, financial highlights. So that is the 4 chapters. Now India business. In India, branded generics, 15 divisions are there which are divided into 4 segments. 270 plus product basket is there. Many first to market products. 3,000 plus MRs. They are building efficiency a lot. Now continuous focus on 4 main therapeutic segments: dermatology, pain management, cardiology, ophthalmology. Dermatology 3% growth, pain management 14% growth, cardiology 13% growth, ophthalmology big, but last quarter minus 2% degrowth. Overall pharma market there was a 5% growth for Ajanta. Now global business, if you look at that, branded generic emerging markets, product registrations are 1,300 plus. Very good number. So many products. Countries across Asia and Africa, 29 countries. Customized product market, 200 plus. 200 plus markets are there. So broad therapeutic segments are anti-malaria, antibiotics, gynecology, vitamins, gastroenterology, antihistamines, respiratory, neurology, ophthalmology, pain management. USA number of approvals, 42 final approvals are there. 9 were given in these 9 months. 18 under approval. 36 products are on the shelf. 3 products were launched in Q3. So they are trying to focus on sound execution for customer delight. Export sales have grown from 448 crores to 524 crores year on year, 17% up total exports. Branded generics 19% up. US generics just 1% up year on year. Institutional sales 58% up. Now, if you look at the infrastructure, 3 facilities are there in Aurangabad in Maharashtra. 1 facility is there at Dahej, Gujarat. 1 at Guwahati in Assam. 1 at Pithampur, Madhya Pradesh. 1 at Mauritius. For API manufacturing, that is for what we said was for formulation. Number of facilities: Aurangabad, Dahej, Guwahati, Pithampur, Mauritius. For API manufacturing at Valus near Aurangabad, that's mostly for captive consumption. R&D expenditure 40 crores in Q3, 100 crores in 9 months. So if you look at the 5-year track record, total income has grown. 5 years we are considering now. Total income has grown from 1,771 crores in 2016 to 2,026 crores in 2017, 2,155 crores in 2018, 2,076 crores in 2019, slight degrowth in 2019, 2,680 crores in 2020. Profit after tax has grown from 416 crores in 2016 to 468 crores in 2020. Profit after tax margin has come down from 24% to 18%. ROCA was 43% in 2016 and 22% only in 2020. So margins are coming down, but overall sales and profits are increasing. But Ajanta has to focus on margins also. Margins and sales both. It should become more energetic. Now let us look at the Q3 sales once more. Net sales in Q3 are 749 crores. Previous quarter 716 crores. Year ago quarter 651 crores. So about 15% growth year on year and 5% growth quarter on quarter. Raw materials are about 192 crores. Previous quarter 189 crores and year ago quarter 138 crores. So raw material costs have grown more proportionately, that is 38.83% year on year and 1.82% quarter on quarter. Profit before tax has grown 23% year on year and degrown 14% quarter on quarter. So compared to previous quarter, it is less. Previous quarter was 249 crores profit before tax, current quarter 215 crores. Tax has come down from 67.55 crores last year to 38.84 crores in the latest quarter Q3. That is, degrowth is 43% year on year and 51% quarter on quarter. So final net profit, because of the tax element, one of the major important, 177 crores latest quarter, 170 crores previous quarter, 108 crores year ago quarter. So 64% it has grown year on year and 4% quarter on quarter. Equity is 17.39 crores. Basic EPS is at 20.41 on a face value of 2 rupees. EPS is 20.41 rupees on a face value of 2 rupees. For 2 rupees, it has earned quarterly 20.41. That's very, very good. Market price is 1,775, somewhere around that. Price earning is therefore 21.74. For this basic EPS, price earning 21.74 is reasonable. 52-week range is 961 lowest and 1878 highest. But presently it is at 1775, very near to 52-week high. Volumes are okay, 95,730. So buying, selling, there is no problem. Book value is 300. Now shareholding pattern, if you look at that, promoters have unpledged 0.89% of their shares in the last quarter. So now total pledge stands at 15.17%, reasonable, there is no problem, 15.17% of promoter holdings. But promoters holding has decreased from 70.51% to 70.34% in the latest quarter. FIIs have increased their holdings, but mutual funds have decreased their holdings to some extent. Price has not seen any major improvement in the last 3 years. So that's a cause of worry for the investors. Of course, prior to that, Ajanta was growing very fast in price. In the last 3 years, it has been a little sluggish. Now, if you look at the last 5 years, income has grown from 1,727 crores 5 years ago, 1,727 crores in the year ended March 2016 to 2,588 crores in the latest year, that is March 2020 year. Now, net profit has grown from 401 crores to 468 crores. Nothing great, I would say. Prior to that, it was growing very fast. Net profit was growing very fast. Basic EPS has grown from 45.62 to 53.6. So, 5-year performance has been good, but not very great. So, company has got EPS growth has been reasonably good in the last 4-5 quarters. Net profit and net profit margin have been growing reasonably. Company has very low debt. Profits are increasing every quarter for the last 4 quarters. Revenue has been increasing in the last 2 quarters, not earlier. Strong cash generating ability is there. So cash flow has been improving. Book value is improving. Promoters' pledge is coming down. So these are all strengths. Mutual funds have slightly decreased their holdings. ROA has been declining. Promoters have decreased their holding to a certain extent. So other things are okay. So Ajanta Pharma has potential. But whether it will live up to that potential, at one time it was the fastest growing pharma stock. But now it's not a fast growth. See, many are growing at 100% also sometimes. Ajanta Pharma has not grown like that. In the latest quarter also, because of reduction in tax, the profits have shown rather impressive increase of over 60%. And let us hope in the coming quarters it will improve further and it will again shine very brightly. Presently, its price is 1,700 plus. Of course, for its type of basic EPS, it is justified, but it must improve its net profits and sales to live up to its old reputation. Thank you for listening. It is, of course, a good stock. It has never fallen below. It never went back. But I feel it has got a lot more potential. Well, let us watch its progress. Okay, thank you.